So let me just restart once again. So this is the place for the different settings, default settings, like the calendar, default calendar, or the currency, decimal
Hmm.
places. Schedule will have your week starting day and the fiscal year, start time, end time, how many hours per day, per week, per month, and different settings. Usually we keep these settings untouched. We use the default settings unless you have to go and do something or make some changes and things like that. And to make changes to the calendar, we go to the change working time, where you can fix up what are your working days, working hours, and which are your holidays and which are your non-working day. So non-working days are recorded as exceptions. So in the tab here, suppose you want to say, let's say June, July 16th is a holiday, let's say Eid holiday, okay, July 16th. So that becomes an exception day in that case. I say okay, and I go back to the change working day. And July becomes a July 16th is an exception day.
Okay.
Okay. And if I want to change the work weeks, for example, I want Saturday to be a working day, then I go to details and I click on Saturday, and I can say to these specific times. So I can say like from 10 o'clock to, let's say, uh, 14. So these Saturdays, they become working days. You see the gray color is gone now. Earlier Saturday and Sundays were gray. Now only Sundays are gray. Okay. You can also do this, like sometimes, you might have to create a working, let's say Saturday working schedule. Okay. So let's say I want to do it till next year. And these are the uh, so I can also do like Wednesday is a working day, so I can now set Wednesday to holidays. So that is like an exception. So all these working days, Wednesday will become a holiday, which is an exception till 31st of December. After that, it's again back to the normal schedule.
Understood. Understood.
Okay. um, so sometimes you might have to do this, like alternate Saturday holiday. So in that case, you can go till details. So you can say working time 8 to 12 and 1 to 5. Recurrence pattern, you can have a recurrence pattern like every 1 week or every 2 weeks on
Okay.
a Saturday.
Acha.
So what's going to happen? Every 2 weeks you will have this. Other days it's a normal working day. So you can put an end date. So it will continue till, let's say, 31st of December.
Acha. Acha. Okay.
So now see 17th, 31st.
Mm,
10th and 24th are holidays.
understood.
17th and 24th, 31st are working days.
It is just like scheduling meetings in
just like
Outlook,
scheduling. Absolutely. Just
Outlook
like
calendars, and the
uh,
frequency, meeting frequency you are
correct,
setting.
correct. Recurring meetings and things like that, you can set it up.
Sir, this is one question. This is we are doing on an active project,
Yes,
which is already been created. Suppose I need to create a fresh project, then I will first go to blank project.
yes.
Create a blank project
Ideally,
and then make
yes, you will
uh,
start with a new project here. So you can say
new
new.
project. New. And then do all these changes.
Correct. Do the changes and start with a fresh calendar.
Understood. Then
So
I
you
have to
can,
define the task.
and you can
And
create a
before
new calendar also. So you can
calendar.
say, you can give a name, project calendar, let's say. Make a copy of the standard one. So this becomes the project calendar.
Got it.
And then you can say these are your working times weekly, every 2 weeks on a Saturday. And you can end
Got
on, you can put a time frame till what time. So either you put number of occurrences means every Saturday is counted as one. So if you have 2 Saturdays in a month, two occurrences. So it continues till 31st of December. So see,
Okay, okay. Mm.
so you can do this. And then when you're doing this, you come here, this is your project information. This is your
Correct.
by default, and you can choose your calendar here. This is your project calendar. So
Ah,
your
okay.
project calendar will apply to the project.
Correct.
And if you want,
Similarly,
yes,
similarly, I beforehand I can create the resource. I have to create the
yes,
resources
yes, yes,
so that I can once I create the
correct,
task, I can assign the resources for
exactly,
individual task.
exactly. I'm just coming to
And
that.
task
On the
টাস্কটার
display
ইয়েটা
also,
আগে তৈরি করে নিতে হবে, তাই
ha,
তো?
ha.
টাস্ক
On
আর
the
ক্যালেন্ডার।
display also, I can change this to project calendar. And then my
Okay.
Saturday, these Saturdays, see, this Saturday is a holiday, but this Saturday is working. So it is white in color. Do you see this
Okay.
slide gray?
Mm-hmm. Ha, I
Very
can see
light gray.
slide
Ha,
gray.
ha, ha.
So slide gray ones are working.
Are non-working.
Acha, non-working.
Sunday is a non-working. Saturday,
Mhm.
this Saturday is non-working, but this Saturday
Ah,
is
okay,
working.
okay, got it, got it, got it. Some of the Saturdays are white, not gray,
Yes,
so
yes,
those are working. Okay,
correct, correct. And then we come to the other important, next important thing is to create your resource calendar, resource master rather. So this is your resource
okay.
sheet. So if I clicked on this one, resource sheet. So when you click on resource sheet, you get the details here. So you can say
Sir, can
like,
you just go back once?
yeah, sure.
Resource, from where do you get the resource sheet?
I am here. There are two
Ah,
ways to
ah,
go to it. One, I can go
okay.
at the bottom here. This is resource sheet. Do you see it on
Acha,
the right
bottom
hand
layer.
side bottom?
Ah, ha,
Resource
ha,
sheet.
ha, ha.
Another way is when I go to this task, there is a view on the left hand side corner over here. See this
Ah,
Gantt
ha,
chart?
ha, ha, ha.
So you
Ah,
click
ha.
on this, you will get a resource sheet. See
Okay,
this resource
okay.
sheet,
Got it.
and you will get the details. This is also the resource sheet. This is also the resource sheet. So here you can give like the name of, let's say, Anjan Roy. Okay. And you can give like work. There are three types here, different types of resource: work,
Mhm.
material, cost. Work is whether it is labor cost or expenses or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Materials are something that you are consuming in your project, and
Mm-hmm.
cost is something that you don't know upfront, like travel
Acha.
cost or hotel stay, lunch and dinner cost. Those things you
Understood.
don't know, but when you
Uh,
expense it, then you come to know of it.
okay.
So this is your work, and then you can give some initials here. You can also have a group here. You can mention that group, and this is the resource screen. So you can go field by field also and look at all the information that you are entering here.
Mhm.
Now, Here they also assume that every resource will have a standard rate or a cost per use. Based on that, they will do the costing. So you can say like somebody is getting $50 an hour. Okay. And based on that, system will then pick it up. Okay. When you assign it to the person. And then when you do, let's say, uh, and this person could also be work and the rate could be different. And
Mhm.
you can have certain groups also, like you can say project manager, project lead. So in this way you can create some groups to help you group your resources. Okay.
Got it.
And then you can have your all other resources also, like a projector, or you might have some stationary items. Like if you are in a blue collar project, then obviously, and
Mhm.
otherwise, if it is a construction project, then you will have things like, bricks, cement, whatever you are going to consume.
So this is somewhat similar, not everything. Only difference with Primavera is Primavera, whatever I used Primavera very little way back 2010, 11.
Okay.
Primavera, you have to, when you run a project, when you create a project, okay, so you have to assign your resources like project manager, then senior engineer, then junior engineer, draftsman, all these things. I was doing it in in an engineering firm. Okay,
Okay.
so our projects we used to define the role, and then against each and individual senior scientist, like senior engineer, how many, two senior
Hmm.
engineers, how many hours you are estimating for that particular project, their
Correct.
involvement. Okay,
Correct.
so you used to run and the project is generated. That project you used to send it to individual departments. They used to see it and accordingly they used to bill their hours.
Correct. Correct. So here also,
But the only
actually,
uh,
in Primavera also, you can build a resource master, right? So you can have a resource master like this, just like it is a resource sheet. There you can define the resource master. Okay. So once you define, and typically this is a one-time setup, because resources you
correct,
don't define regularly.
regularly,
You define
unless you
it
bring
one
in
time
some
and
resource
use
with
it
time.
again and again, unless they retire, they leave, or new people come in. That's when. Now for these consuming ones, you have to mention them as cost. No, not cost, material. Material meaning that is what you are consuming. And for material, you have to give a unit, like per piece or each. Now brick, you might have a rate of, let's say, mm, 25 cents, okay, per item, or let's say $half per item. So when in a particular task you are consuming 1000 bricks, system will do 1000 into 50 and give you the amount. Similarly, stationery, you might have, if it is material, you might call it by kit. So you're selling by kit or you're consuming it by kit and have a price for that kit. Let's say $3. Okay. And another type of cost, let's just capture that, which is your um, cost. And in the cost, you can't specify any cost here. Okay. And for resources, you can also give a calendar. See the calendar for the resource. This is the project calendar by default. For a labor resource, you can have his schedule put into the system.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And this is how you create your resource master. Then we come back to the Gantt chart here. See this Gantt chart option? I click on the Gantt chart here,
Hmm.
and So if you want to save this, you can just go and save it. And if I just pick up these, some of these tasks, let me just pick them up, okay? You can also do this if you have a resource sheet somewhere, okay? You can just copy all this.
Okay.
But this one also doesn't have the rates. So no use copying them also. But in case you want to copy them, you can copy it. Array.
So it got closed.
Actually, uh, it crashed.
Oh, ho, ho.
Luckily, I had saved that, so most of this
Hmm.
information will be
No,
there.
we don't have to rerun it actually.
Yeah. Okay. So this is there, and then if I want some, like usually we keep the project name right at the top.
Hmm.
So so this would be the name of the project, and underneath that you would have requirements, and then design, testing, uh, and let's say implementation. Now, when I do this or go live, now when I do this, all these, as you can see, these are at the same level. Now I want these to be the child, so I will select them, and there is an indent option here. You
Okay.
see this indent, and everything.
Uh-huh. Right indent, left indent.
Yes. So everything becomes a child. And based on this, if I say requirements is going to take 10 days, so system will then roll this up accordingly. And I have to
Okay.
just put a start date, or what I can do, I can put a predecessor here, predecessor, successor. So
Correct.
predecessor for this. So let's say this one, I'll put a start date of 29th, let's say 30th. So accordingly, 10 days will be calculated. And the predecessor of this one is number two. So it
Hmm.
will start, and let's say I give a day of 25 days, and this testing is number three. So, and this is 15 days, and go live is, let's say,
This is I'm scheduling manually or this is like auto schedule?
no, this, see here, this tells you these are manually scheduled. Okay. So if I want to Now, because of the predecessor successor relationship, they are moving the tasks because I am linking them, right? Now, what
Correct.
I'm going to do, I'll just use these and I will say auto schedule. You see this? Now, these are all auto scheduled.
Ah, okay.
And
So
I,
whenever there is a change in predecessor activity, automatically successor will change.
yes, yes. So, suppose I make this as 12 days. So, down the line, things will change.
I remember.
So,
Slowly I
the,
could recall now.
yeah,
But what happens, sir, if something like, for example, project this project name is project to design website.
correct.
Okay. Now requirements, design, testing, go live. Okay. Suppose some of this one of the child activities is actually parallel in time with one of the parent activity, and I need to bring it back by pulling in left indent, and I need to push it back. Okay. So does it affect in the schedule also?
Yes. So what the best way to do that is when I do this predecessor, I have a type.
Acha.
So
Okay,
finish to
start to
start
finish, huh?
means first one will finish, second one will
Mm-hmm.
start. So I can have both of them start or both of them finish
Mm.
or start and finish. So if I want this design and testing or design and requirements, for example, like requirements is starting and design also I can start parallelly. So for
Mm.
that, what I can do is I can come here and maybe it will start after 1 day or after 2 days. And I can say to start. So what will happen? See, this both are starting, but this one is starting 2 days after.
Understood. It is not, it is only reflected in the Gantt chart, but not in this table.
Why?
No, no, I'm trying to say that this table, because they are all, like all the child activities are indented at the same level,
Oh,
it
you
is
mean
not getting
indentation will not show, but the dates will show.
indented. Ha, correct.
See the
Indentation will
dates?
not show,
Yes,
dates will show, and the bar diagram will also show.
correct. The indentation purpose is to show the parent and child.
Correct.
So if I can have multiple levels here, for example, I can say like, I can have 3 4 tasks here. All of them are child of requirements.
Okay.
And then I can auto schedule them. So based on that, see, because they are all child, they are starting at this level. So moment I say this is also, let's say 3 days, this is 2 days, this is 5 days. So number of days is, if they are in parallel, then actual number of days is 5 days because they are happening in parallel. But if I
Okay.
make them in serial, then number of days will go up.
Right. Huh. If you make them one after another, one
Correct.
finishes, then the others.
Correct. See, now the number
Because
of days is 10.
maximum time limit is 5 days.
Correct. 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 So if we now decide to give some resources here, then you can just pull them up. And let's say I have, I'm going to give Anjan Roy, who was the project manager, Mohit Biswal was the project lead. I'll have some stationery, I will have some travel, I will use the projector. So I can just assign them and I can also do this. So all of
Assign them
them
means
will be,
I'm assigning them from the scroll down menu only, na?
yes, or I can do them from here also.
Correct.
So I can just tick the ones that I need.
Understood.
Okay. And then based on this, I can get a resource chart, resource graph.
This is basically project plus resource, project timeline plus resource graph.
Yes. So this guy, the projector, It's showing as over allocated Mohit. Because he's there on every project, he's over allocated.
Mm-hmm.
So to remove the over allocation, I will have to do the
Over
resource
allocation rate.
and level. If you remember, we
Ah,
said level resources. So you
level
can do
resources.
the leveling by, if I go to this, it will be visible here. When I do this level and see, these are all red in color. That means they are
Oh,
over
over
allocated.
allocated.
Yes.
Correct.
So I can say
Uh,
level all.
uh,
So it's not able to resolve them. So what I could do is, I why it is not able to resolve, you can do in inspector. You can click task inspector
okay.
and resources due to work on other tasks. Not because of this, because they are allowing, they are working on other tasks. See, this is a
Mm,
child. So unless you
mm,
move the child, he can't do it. So what you can do here is you can remove this guy from there and his over allocation disappears. What was happening? He is assigned to the parent as well as to the child,
okay. Acha.
which is obviously is over allocated. But otherwise,
Mm.
since they are all in serial, one after another, there is no over allocation.
But then, sir, acha, he have removed it from the parent, right?
Correct, correct. I removed it from the parent.
Acha, acha. So it becoming double allocation, keeping him in
Yes,
parent as well as in
exactly,
child.
exactly. So if you give it in parent, don't give it in child. Or you can reduce the percentage also. For example, Anjan Rai, he is the project manager, right? So what you
Mm.
can do is go to resources, instead of giving him, see, the entire cost has been worked out.
Mm.
And travel,
100%
since I don't know how much a travel is required, I can put
Mm.
a limit here and I can say okay. So system will show me the cost also.
So just an assumption on travel, right?
Yes. Or I can wait till the actual travel happens and put in the actual travel cost. So here, like one kit is $3, I might use 100 kits. So system will update that. It actually, it doesn't update till you close it and go back to it. See, now it's 300.
Because it is 100 kit, it has become, na,
Yes,
instead of one
yes.
kit.
Similarly, this Anjan Roy, he is a project manager. He may not spend 100% of his time on every task. He might spend 10% of his time. Mohit might spend, let's say, 50% of his time. There could be a web developer who is probably going to spend 50% of his time. Now, if you see, we had a over allocation here.
Mm. Again.
Okay. Why? The task is starting on 29/6 and 4th April, and it's going to do all this kind of thing. So what I can do is I can either check out the task inspector,
Okay.
right click, go to reschedule to available time, or I can say like, oh, this is the task. It's already showing here on the left hand side. If I close it, then it will show up in that. Uh, Fix in task inspector. So then this will show up over here. Okay. And then you
Okay.
say level resources, or whatever you want to do. And then say level all, and system will then remove the over allocations. So by removing it, what it has done, you see it has pushed out the date to 9th of October.
Got it. Mm. Means if you don't, if you remove less, if you keep less of manpower, automatically the project schedule is going to be.
Right. So once if suppose this plan is done, then the next task that you should do is you should create a baseline. So for that, you go to project. Before you start making any updates, you create a baseline. So this is like your baseline one. Create your entire baseline. And then if you want to review it, review your Gantt chart with the baseline, you can say show height bar style, go to baseline and choose the first baseline. If you remember, there you can have 11 baselines in MS Project, and you can choose the ones that you need.
Correct. Mm.
So you see there are two lines, the blue ones and the gray ones. So if you
Correct.
bring your
Yeah.
cursor here, gray one is
Mm.
the baseline and the blue one
Baseline.
is the actual base project task.
Okay.
And if you make any changes now, you will see like this one is exactly the baseline, and the start date and start time are exactly the same.
Mm.
Suppose there has been a delay in your task, okay, and instead of 1st of July, you now plan to start on, let's say, 5th of July. So what's going to happen? See, this line has moved.
Ah, okay.
See this?
Projected start was earlier, but now actual
No, the
start has.
baseline was, suppose as per the baseline, we were to start on Saturday, but
Mm.
now we are starting on a Tuesday or Monday, whatever the date is. So if I zoom, you will be able to see it better.
It's okay. Acha, you mean to say the Gantt charts will
Yeah.
be able to
So
see?
the Gantt chart, it was supposed to start on Wednesday. So now it is
Mm.
starting on a Monday,
Monday.
Thursday. Sorry, baseline says Thursday. See
Thursday.
baseline,
1st of July
baseline
it was
say
supposed to
1st of
start.
July, and instead
Now it
of
is
that,
starting on 5th of July.
correct. So the baseline is to serve as a means of comparison between the two. And then you keep updating the progress. So you can say like requirements gathering, you go to the task and you say, let's say 75% done. And accordingly, system will keep marking them as done. And let's say we say this task is 100% done. So system will put a tick mark here. So once you put a 100% done, so it becomes, see this thick blue color in between, that shows the progress. See the progress? There's a
Correct.
lighter blue and a
So one. Ah, the blue
deeper
tick.
blue.
Ha, ha.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a
So what does
question?
it show? The tick
The
marks?
progress. Progress means out of that entire 100%, how much of it has been completed. If you look at the thick line, it shows you the progress is 100% complete. Whereas if you look at this line, see this one is not yet complete. Progress, there is no progress there.
Acha. Got it.
তোমাকে একটু পরে আমি ফোন করছি তোমাকে একটু পরে ফোন করছি একটা আছে আর কি। Yes, so that is how it is. Okay,
ठीक है.
so this is the baseline, and you can do a comparison, and you can keep tracking the progress. How, what is the progress, And you can also have, you can add columns here by going to insert column, and you can say percent complete. So system will do a roll up, like this is 87% complete, you have these 200%, and let's say
Mm.
this one is 50%. So accordingly
Mm.
overall this task is 94% complete, and
Okay.
design is, let's say, 25% complete. So overall this becomes 41% complete.
Got it.
So as you progress, the overall progress of your project is also updated.
ठीक.
And based on the cost that you have entered, you can add more columns here. Like you can have a budgeted cost, you can have a baseline cost. See, this costs $33,565 for the entire project. This is your budget based on the resources that you have put into the system. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And this is the entire timeline. So at the top, like on a single place, on a single screen, you can see the entire timeline. So if you want to add the important tasks here, you can right click and say add to timeline. So requirements is happening here, design is happening here, testing is happening next, and go live happens after that. So all these activities are mapped right in front of you. So in Gantt chart, often what happens, you have to scroll down to see the entire timeline.
Right.
But here with this timeline, you can view everything here.
Acha, acha. The top one timeline. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
ठीक. Okay, sir. Fine.
Hmm.
Let me just watch this video recording once again. Mm.
Sure. At least this will give you a basic, how to go about doing this, and this I think at least will get you started. And most of it is, this is what we do in the uh, projects.
Right, right.
Okay. And if you want to see the information, then you can see this, and then you can also view the entire screen in two parts. Okay, in that case you can say details here, so you will see each of them below, and you can do a quick comparison. Sometimes when you're doing the project plan, before finalizing, you want to quickly go through and do a round of checks and cross checks. So this is easier to do. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fair enough, sir.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
So we'll stop here. Then